Welcome to the Gentle English Podcast, where you practice English while listening to ideas that can change your life. Today, we'll take a journey through some of the world's most powerful books and lessons. James Clear's Atomic Habits, the practice of training your brain and mouth to speak English. Eckhart Tolle's The Power of Now, Robert Kiyosaki's Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and Paulo Coelho's timeless classic, The Alchemist. Each story is shared in simple English, so you can improve your listening while discovering wisdom that guides you in life. So sit back, listen carefully, and let's begin this journey together. And to begin, let's start with a book that teaches us how small actions can change everything. Atomic Habits by James Clear. And at the same time, we will learn life lessons from one of the most popular books in the world, Atomic Habits by James Clear. This book has become famous across the globe because it gives us simple but powerful lessons about change. It teaches us how small actions, repeated daily, can transform our lives. The word atomic means very small, like an atom, and the word habit means a regular action you do every day. So atomic habits are small habits that, when repeated, create big change. And today, we will see how the lessons of atomic habits can also guide your English learning journey. So, let us begin. James Clear begins his book with a simple truth. Small habits matter. Many people believe that success comes from big decisions, big changes, or big moments. But Clear shows us that success is actually the result of small, consistent steps. Imagine you want to improve your English. You may think, I need to study 3 hours a day. But then, life becomes busy, and you cannot continue. You feel frustrated, and you stop. Instead, what if you study for just 10 minutes every morning, or listen to a short English podcast every evening? These small steps may not look powerful today, but over weeks, months, and years, they create a huge difference. Clear writes, habits are the compound interest of self-improvement. This means, just like money grows when you save a little every day, your English grows when you practice a little every day. One of the most important lessons in Atomic Habits is about identity. James Clear says, true change is not about what you want to achieve. It is about who you want to become. For example, instead of saying, I want to learn English, say, I am an English learner. Instead of saying, I want to speak English fluently, say, I am becoming an English speaker. This small shift in words is powerful. When you change your identity, your habits follow. Think of yourself right now. Who do you want to be? If you want to be a confident English speaker, then every small practice becomes part of your identity. You are not just doing exercises. You are living as the person you want to become. So, start asking, what would a confident English speaker do today? Maybe they would listen to English on the way to work. Maybe they would say one English sentence to a friend. Maybe they would write a short note in English. And then do it. Slowly, your identity becomes stronger. Another lesson from the book is this. You do not rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. This is a very important idea. Many people set big goals. I want to lose weight. I want to save money. I want to speak English fluently. But goals alone do not create success. Systems do. A system is the process you follow every day. For English learners, your system might be listen to English for 10 minutes every morning. Read 1 page of an English book before bed. Write 3 sentences in English every day. These are systems. They are small, repeatable, and they keep you moving forward. If you only focus on the goal, you may feel frustrated because fluency seems far away. But if you focus on the system, you feel progress every day. And progress gives you motivation. So, build a system for English. Focus on the process, and the result will follow. James Clear explains 4 simple laws for building good habits and breaking bad ones. Let us explore them, one by one, and connect them to English learning. First, make it obvious. If you want to build a habit, make it clear and visible. For example, if you want to practice English, put your English book on your desk. Place your notebook where you can see it. Keep your podcast app ready on your phone. When the habit is obvious, it is easier to remember and easier to do. Second, make it attractive. We are more likely to do things we enjoy, so make your English practice attractive. Choose topics you love. If you love cooking, read recipes in English. If you love music, listen to songs and learn the lyrics. If you love movies, watch them with English subtitles. Learning should not feel like punishment. It should feel enjoyable. Third, make it easy. Do not start with difficult steps. Start small. If you want to read in English, start with short articles, not long novels. If you want to listen, start with slow podcasts, not fast news. If you want to write, start with short notes, not essays. When something is easy, you can repeat it. And repetition builds habits. Fourth, make it satisfying. We repeat habits when they feel good, so reward yourself. After you finish your English practice, smile and say, "I did it." Track your progress on paper. See your improvement. This satisfaction will motivate you to continue. These 4 laws, obvious, attractive, easy, satisfying, are simple, but they are powerful tools for building your English habit. Another lesson in Atomic Habits is about environment. Clear says, environment is stronger than motivation. For example, if your phone is full of distracting apps, it is hard to focus. But if your phone has English apps, books, and podcasts, you are more likely to practice. So design your environment for English. Put English words on sticky notes around your room. Follow English accounts on social media. Change the language of your phone to English. When your environment is full of English, practice becomes natural. James Clear describes something called the plateau of latent potential. He says, when you build a habit, results are not always visible immediately. At first, you may feel nothing is changing. But then, suddenly, results appear. This is like heating ice. At first, you heat from -10 to -5 to -1, and nothing happens. But then, at 0 degrees, the ice melts. The change looks sudden, but in truth, it was building slowly, all the time. For English learners, this is very important. At first, you may feel you are not improving. You listen, but you don't understand. You speak, but it feels hard. But if you continue, suddenly, one day, you will understand a whole conversation. Suddenly, one day, you will speak without fear. So, do not give up. Your English is building, even if you cannot see it yet. The book also explains how to break bad habits. The opposite of the 4 laws works here. Make it invisible. Make it unattractive. Make it difficult. Make it unsatisfying. For example, if your bad habit is avoiding English, then make your excuses invisible. Remove distractions. Make skipping practice unattractive. Remind yourself of the cost of not learning. Make it difficult. Block websites that waste your time. Make it unsatisfying. Tell a friend your goal, so you feel accountable if you fail. Breaking bad habits makes space for good ones. Another key lesson. Small wins matter, Clear says. Success is the product of daily habits, not once in a lifetime transformations. So instead of dreaming of a big breakthrough, look for small wins every day. Did you learn one new word? That is a win. Did you listen for 5 minutes? That is a win. Did you write a short message? That is a win. Celebrate these wins. They build confidence. They show you are moving forward, and step by step, they add up to fluency. Clear explains a circle. Your habits shape your identity, and your identity shapes your habits. For example, if you practice English daily, you begin to see yourself as an English learner. When you see yourself as an English learner, you continue to practice. This creates a positive circle of growth. So, start with small habits. Let them build your identity. And then, let your identity push you to stronger habits. At the heart of atomic habits is patience. Change takes time. Results are not instant, but consistency is stronger than intensity. It is better to study English for 15 minutes every day than for 3 hours once a week. Daily practice creates rhythm. Rhythm creates memory. When you live with these principles, your English learning becomes natural. It becomes part of your life. It becomes part of who you are. My friend, Atomic Habits teaches us that small actions create big results. And your English learning is exactly that. Every word, every sentence, every minute of listening is like a seed. At first, you see nothing, but later you will see a tree. So, do not give up. Do not wait for big moments. Focus on small steps. Build your system. Live your identity. And trust the process. Remember, English is not only knowledge, it is a habit. And when you build it daily, it will stay with you for life. James Clear shows us the power of small, repeated actions. And this idea is also true when learning English, especially when training your brain and your mouth to speak with confidence. Think about this. A child does not speak perfectly at first. They repeat words many times. They make mistakes. But slowly, their brain and mouth learn to work together. The same thing will happen for you, no matter your age, no matter your level. So, today, let us practice in a different way. I will guide you step by step. You will train your brain to think in English. You will train your mouth to move faster and smoother. And at the same time, you will feel motivated to continue your English journey. Your brain is powerful, but sometimes it becomes your biggest enemy when learning English. Why? Because your brain tries to translate everything from your first language into English. That makes you slow. That makes you nervous. But you can change this. You can train your brain to think directly in English. But how? With small daily habits. Imagine this. You wake up in the morning. Instead of thinking, I am hungry, in your language, you tell yourself in English, I am hungry. I want breakfast. Later, you walk outside and you see the sun. Instead of thinking in your language, say in English. The sun is bright. The weather is nice. These small sentences are brain training. The more you do it, the more your brain accepts English as normal. Every day, try to choose 3 simple sentences to describe your life. For example, I am learning English. I believe in myself. I can speak with confidence. It feels easy, right? Your brain loves repetition. The more you repeat, the more natural it becomes. Remember this. Your brain is like a garden. If you plant English words every day, soon the garden will grow. Now let us focus on your mouth. Many learners know English words in their head, but their mouth cannot say them quickly. That is normal. Your mouth needs exercise, just like your brain. Think about singers. They practice their voice every day. They repeat sounds. They open their mouth wide. That is how they sing clearly. You must do the same with English. Your mouth is a muscle. When you train it, speaking becomes easy. If you speak English out loud every day, even for 5 minutes, your mouth will start to move faster. You will not feel heavy or slow. You will feel free. When you read English, do not read silently. Read with your voice. Speak the words. Let your mouth move. Let your tongue learn. This is mouth training. The most powerful training is when your brain and your mouth work together. This means do not only think English in your head, but also say it out loud. For example, imagine you are in the kitchen. You take a cup. You can think, this is my cup, but better say it. This is my cup. Then you drink water. Say, I am drinking water. Another example. Imagine you are walking outside. You see a car. Say, that is a car. The car is red. This is simple, but very powerful. If you practice this every day, your English will grow very fast. Now let us talk about something important. Your feelings. Many learners are afraid to speak. They think, what if I make a mistake? What if people laugh at me? Listen to me carefully. Mistakes are your teachers. Every mistake is proof that you are learning. When a baby learns to walk, they fall many times. Do people laugh? No. They clap. They say, good job, keep going. You are the same with English. So the next time you make a mistake, smile and tell yourself, I am growing. Confidence is not about speaking perfectly. Confidence is about speaking bravely. Now, let me share a simple daily routine to train your brain and mouth. If you follow this, in just a few weeks, you will feel more fluent. In the morning, when you wake up, say 3 sentences in English about yourself. For example, good morning, my name is Anna. I feel good today. I will speak English. During the day, as you do normal things, describe them in English. Say to yourself, I am cooking rice. I am cleaning the room. I am going to work. At night, before bed, tell yourself 3 sentences. For example, today I practiced English. I am proud of myself. Tomorrow I will speak again. This simple routine will change your English. Small steps every day create big results. My friend, today you learned how to train your brain and your mouth to speak in English. You learned that your brain can think in English with small sentences. You learned that your mouth can grow strong with daily practice. And most of all, you learned that confidence is inside you. Say to yourself now, I can speak English. I believe in myself. My story matters. Yes, your story matters. The world needs to hear your voice. So do not hide, do not wait. Speak today. Train your brain, train your mouth, and step by step, you will become fluent. When we practice speaking English, we often think too much about the past or the future. But true progress comes when we focus on the present moment, just like in the power of now. It is not about making money or becoming famous. It is not about business or strategies. It is about something much deeper, living fully in the present moment. And today, we will see how this wisdom can also guide your English learning journey. Take a slow breath. Relax your shoulders. Let's walk together through this message. The power of now begins with a simple truth. The only real moment we have is now. The past is gone. The future has not yet come. But often, we spend so much of our time thinking about the past or worrying about the future. Maybe you remember mistakes you made in the past. Maybe you imagine problems that might happen tomorrow. But Tao reminds us that life is not yesterday, and it is not tomorrow. Life is here. Life is now. Think about your English journey. Maybe in the past you tried to learn and gave up. Maybe you studied for a while and stopped. Maybe you made mistakes and felt embarrassed. Those are past moments. They are finished. They do not define you now. Or maybe you look to the future. You say, one day I will be fluent. One day I will speak confidently. That is the future. It has not arrived yet. The only place where you can practice, the only place where you can grow, is here, in this moment, right now. As you listen to my voice, you are learning. You are present. This is the power of now in action. Eckhart Tolle also explains that the mind is often noisy. It produces endless thoughts, worries, doubts, judgments. And this noise steals our attention. When you try to practice English, maybe your mind says, I cannot do this. My pronunciation is bad. People will laugh at me. I will never be fluent. These are just thoughts. They are not reality. Reality is this. You are here. You are practicing. You are improving. The mind loves to create fear, and fear always lives in the future. You fear what might happen, not what is happening right now. Right now, you are simply listening. Right now, you are simply speaking. Fear disappears when you come back to the present. Try this with me. Say one simple sentence. I am learning English now. Say it slowly. Listen to yourself. Feel the words move through your mouth. Say, I am learning English now. Do not think about yesterday. Do not think about tomorrow. Just this moment, this sound, this practice. That is presence, that is power. When you accept the present moment, everything changes. Tao teaches us that suffering often comes from resistance. We say, I should be different. My life should be better. I should already be fluent. But when you fight the present, you create pain. When you accept the present, you find peace. So accept your level of English today. Maybe it feels simple. Maybe it feels slow. Maybe you make mistakes. That is okay. That is where you are. Acceptance does not mean giving up. It means saying, this is my starting point. From here, I will grow. Think about a baby learning to walk. The baby falls again and again, but the baby does not resist. The baby does not say, I should already be running. The baby simply accepts each step, and with time, the baby walks. With time, the baby runs. In the same way, if you accept your English step by step, one day you will speak with freedom. Another idea in the power of now is the ego. The ego is the voice that wants to look perfect, important, or better than others. In learning English, the ego says, I cannot speak until I am perfect. I must not make mistakes. I must compare myself with others. But this is not real learning. This is fear. True learning comes when you let go of the ego. You say, I will speak, even if I am not perfect. I will write, even if I make mistakes. I will listen, even if I do not understand everything. When you let go of the ego, you become free. You practice for connection, not for perfection. You practice for growth, not for pride. Tao also speaks about attention. Where is your attention? Many times, when we study, our attention is divided. We read, but our mind thinks of something else. We listen, but we worry at the same time. But when you give full attention to the present, you learn deeply. Try this. Take one English word. For example, the word peace. Say it softly. Peace. Feel the sound. See the letters in your mind. Imagine its meaning. In that moment, you are fully present with one word. That is deep learning. You may forget hundreds of words you rush through, but you will remember the word you meet with full attention. Presence is more powerful than long hours of distracted study. 10 minutes of full attention now is more valuable than 2 hours of half-focus tomorrow. And remember, silence. Tolle says, silence is not empty. It is full of answers. For you, silence can also be part of learning. When you listen to English, do not always rush to repeat. Sometimes, stay silent. Let the words sink in. When you read, pause. Let the meaning sit in your mind. Silence is not wasted time. It is space for learning to grow. You can even see English learning as a spiritual practice. Each time you focus, each time you are present, each time you let go of fear, you are not only learning a language, you are training your heart and mind. You are practicing patience, humility, and peace. Do not say, I will only be happy when I am fluent. Be happy now in the process. Do not say, I will only be proud when I speak perfectly. Be proud now when you take one brave step. Every sentence you speak is a victory. Every word you write is progress. Every moment you listen is growth. So let us bring these lessons together. The past is gone. Do not let it define you. The future is not here. Do not wait for it to give you happiness. The only real place to live and learn is now. Accept your level. Let go of ego. Give full attention. Enjoy silence. Take one step at a time. Each moment of presence is building your English and building your life. My friend, the power of now is not only a book. It is a way of living. And when you bring this way into your English learning, you will not only speak better, you will feel calmer, stronger, and freer. So take a deep breath, feel the present, and remember these simple words. The power is now. Being present helps us see opportunities around us. And one book that teaches us how to see opportunities in money, mindset, and life is Robert Kiyosaki's Rich Dad, Poor Dad. This book has been read by millions of people all around the world. It is not only about money, it is about mindset. It is about how we see wealth, work, and learning. And in this podcast, we will connect its wisdom to your journey of learning English. Why? Because learning English is not only about language, it is also about mindset. It is about how you think about success, how you face challenges, and how you build your future. Just like money, English is an investment. The way you think about it will change your results. So let us begin. Robert Kiyosaki grew up with two father figures. The first was his real father, whom he calls his poor dad. The second was the father of his best friend, whom he calls his rich dad. These two men gave him very different lessons about life, money, and success. Poor Dad was highly educated. He believed in working hard, getting good grades, and finding a safe job. But even with his education, he struggled with money. He thought like an employee. He believed in security more than opportunity. Rich Dad, on the other hand, did not have the same formal education, but he understood money. He believed in learning, in taking risk, in building assets. He thought like an investor and an entrepreneur. His mindset was different, and because of this, his life was different. This contrast between the two fathers shaped Robert Kiyosaki's thinking. He realized that success is not only about what you know in school. It is about how you think, how you act, and how you use opportunities. Now, let's connect this to English learning. Many learners approach English with a poor dad mindset. They think, if I just study grammar and take exams, maybe I will be safe. They memorize rules, but they never use English in real life. They focus on safety, not growth. But a rich dad mindset is different. A rich dad learner says, English is an opportunity. I will practice speaking. I will make mistakes, but I will learn. I will invest my time, my energy, and my courage. And because of this, my English will grow. Which mindset do you want to have? One of the strongest lessons in Rich Dad, Poor Dad book is about assets and liabilities. Rich Dad teaches that an asset is something that puts money in your pocket, while a liability is something that takes money away. For English learning, we can think about this in a similar way. An asset is a habit or activity that grows your English. For example, listening to podcasts, speaking with partners, reading books, or practicing writing. These give you returns. They build your language wealth. A liability is a habit that weakens your English. For example, spending hours worrying about mistakes, comparing yourself to others, or only studying but never practicing. These take away your energy and give you nothing back. So ask yourself, are your English habits, assets, or liabilities? Another lesson is about taking risk. Poor Dad believed in safety. He said, do not take risk. Find a secure job. Rich Dad believed in smart risk. He said, if you never risk, you never grow. When you learn English, you also face this choice. Do you stay safe, silent, afraid of mistakes, or do you take risks? Speak in public, start conversations, record yourself, join discussions. Safe learners may avoid embarrassment, but they also avoid growth. Risk-taking learners may feel uncomfortable, but they grow faster. So choose risk. Choose growth. Rich Dad also teaches about learning by doing. He says schools often teach theory, but real learning comes from action. You do not learn money only by reading books. You learn by using money, by making decisions, by experiencing wins and losses. The same is true for English. You cannot learn English only by reading textbooks. Real learning comes from speaking, from listening, from making mistakes, from real conversations. Action is the classroom. Life is the teacher. So practice. Do not wait until you feel ready. You learn by doing. Another key lesson is about mindset and fear. Poor Dad often said, I cannot afford it. Rich Dad would say, how can I afford it? Do you see the difference? One closes the mind. The other opens the mind. In English, the poor learner says, I cannot speak. The rich learner says, how can I practice speaking today? One mindset is closed. The other is creative. So, never say, I cannot. Instead, ask, how can I? That small change in language creates big change in results. Rich Dad also reminds us about continuous learning. He says, the world is always changing, and the only way to stay strong is to keep learning, keep adapting. Poor Dad thought his education ended after school. Rich Dad believed education never ends. For you, this means English learning does not end with one course, one exam, or one level. It is a lifelong journey. Even fluent speakers keep learning. If you adopt this mindset, your English will continue to grow every year. Another important idea is about working to learn, not just to earn. Poor Dad told Robert to study for grades, for certificates, for jobs. Rich Dad said, learn skills, not just facts. Skills create freedom. In English, this means Do not study only to pass an exam. Study to gain real skills: speaking, listening, communicating, expressing yourself. A certificate may get you a job, but real skills will carry you through life. So focus not only on what you earn from English, but on what you learn through English. Now, let us put all these lessons together. A poor dad mindset looks for safety. A rich dad mindset looks for opportunity. Assets build your wealth. Liabilities take it away. In English, good habits build fluency. Bad habits destroy it. Playing safe keeps you stuck. Taking risk helps you grow. Real learning comes from action, not only from theory. Your words shape your reality. Saying "I cannot" limits you, and saying "how can I" frees you. Education is lifelong. Never stop learning. Skills matter more than certificates. Focus on communication, not only on exams. So, my friend, what does this mean for you today? It means that your English is your asset. Every time you practice, you are investing. Every sentence you speak is a coin in your bank. Every mistake you make is a lesson that grows your wealth. Every new word you learn is a new tool for your future. Do not be a poor dad learner, afraid, silent, stuck. Be a rich dad learner, curious, bold, willing to take risk. Because, just like money, English will open doors for you if you use it wisely. Remember, English is not just a subject. It is a skill. It is a key. It is a form of wealth, and the mindset you choose will decide your results. So choose well. Choose to think like Rich Dad. Choose to act like Rich Dad. And your English, your opportunities, and your future will grow. Kiyosaki reminds us about financial education. But dreams are more than money. They are about following our true purpose, just like in Paulo Coelho's classic, The Alchemist. It is inspired by one of the most loved books in the world, The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho. This book has been read by millions. It has been translated into many languages. It has touched people in every corner of the world. And today, it will also touch your English learning journey. The Alchemist tells the story of a young shepherd named Santiago. He lives in Spain, and he has a dream. In his dream, he sees treasure waiting for him near the pyramids of Egypt. The dream feels so real, so strong, that he decides to follow it. He leaves his sheep, his comfort, his home, and he begins to travel far away to search for his treasure. But the alchemist is not really about gold. It is about something much deeper. It is about following your personal legend, your true purpose in life. It is about listening to your heart, trusting the journey, and learning from every step you take. And this story connects perfectly to learning English. Because your journey with English is also like Santiago's journey. You have a dream. You want to speak fluently. You want to travel, connect, grow, and discover new opportunities. That dream is your treasure, and your path to English fluency is your personal legend. At the beginning of the story, Santiago is only a shepherd. He knows how to care for his sheep. He knows the land where he lives. He feels safe there. But inside, he feels something more is waiting for him. Maybe you feel the same. In your daily life, you can live without English. You can survive. But inside, you know something more is waiting. You know that learning English will give you more freedom, more connection, more treasure. But just like Santiago, to find this treasure, you must step out of your comfort zone. You must leave behind fear and doubt. You must take the first step, even if you do not know the full path. Santiago meets many people on his journey. Each person teaches him something. The crystal merchant teaches him about patience. The Englishman teaches him about study and knowledge. The alchemist teaches him about courage and listening to his heart. In the same way, on your English journey, you will meet many teachers. Some will be real teachers in schools or online. Some will be friends who encourage you. Some will be books, podcasts, or videos. Each one will give you a lesson to carry forward. Sometimes Santiago feels lost. Sometimes he feels he has failed. He works in a shop for a long time, forgetting his dream. But later he remembers and continues his path. You may also feel this in English. Maybe you stopped learning before. Maybe you tried and gave up. Maybe you worked for years and forgot your dream. But it is never too late to return. The treasure is still waiting. The dream is still alive. One of the most important ideas in The Alchemist is the language of the world. Santiago learns that there is a language that goes beyond words. It is the language of the heart, the language of courage, the language of love. For us, English is also a kind of world language. It connects people from different countries, different cultures, and different lives. When you speak English, you also join this language of the world. You connect with people far beyond your home. You share your story with the world. Santiago also learns about omens. Omens are signs that guide him on his path. Sometimes the signs are small. Sometimes they are big. But when he pays attention, he sees that the universe is helping him. For you, small omens appear in your English journey too. Maybe you meet someone who speaks English and you understand them. That is an omen. Maybe you watch a movie and understand a new phrase. That is an omen. Maybe you try to speak and the person smiles and understands you. That is an omen. These small signs show you that you are moving in the right direction. Another big lesson from the book is fear. Many times Santiago feels fear. He fears losing his money. He fears being wrong. He fears that the treasure may not exist. But the alchemist tells him, don't give in to your fears. If you do, you won't be able to talk to your heart. In English learning, fear is also your biggest enemy. Fear of mistakes, fear of speaking, fear of looking foolish. But remember, fear is only a story in your mind. The treasure is real. The growth is real. Do not let fear stop you from speaking. When you open your mouth, when you try, when you practice, you are already on the path to the treasure. At one point, Santiago discovers that the treasure he was searching for was not far away in Egypt. It was buried near his own home, where his journey began. This is a powerful truth. Sometimes we travel far, only to discover that the treasure was inside us all along. And this is also true for your English. The treasure is not in a faraway place. It is already inside you. You already have the ability to learn. You already have the courage. You already have the desire. English is not something outside. It is something you grow from within. The books, lessons, and the podcast, they only help you uncover the treasure that is already in your heart. So let us bring these lessons together. Your English journey is like Santiago's journey. It begins with a dream. It continues with courage. Along the way, you meet teachers, face challenges, and find signs. Sometimes you may feel lost, but if you keep moving, you will arrive. And in the end, you will discover that the treasure was inside you. The treasure of patience, persistence, courage, and growth. My friend, The Alchemist is not only a book. It is a mirror. It shows us that life itself is a journey of discovery, and your English journey is part of that. So trust the path. Listen to your heart. Do not fear mistakes. Celebrate the omens. And never forget your dream. Every word you learn is a step on the desert path. Every sentence you speak is like meeting a wise teacher. Every moment of practice is part of your personal legend. Your treasure is waiting, not only in the future, but also in this moment. Because right now, as you listen, as you grow, as you believe, you are already living your legend. And that's the end of today's journey. Remember, every story you listen to is not just about English. It's about building habits, living in the present, opening your mind and following your dreams. Keep practicing, keep listening, and let every story bring you closer to fluency and to the life you imagine. Until next time.